Let me start this review by saying that the Sony Xperia 5 is different than the majority of smartphones for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's relatively compact if we compare it to most of the phones these days. It's also really comfortable to hold in the hand because it's narrower than the usual smartphone due to 21:9 aspect ratio display, but it's also quite a tall phone, about as tall as the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I admit, this aspect ratio makes the device look ridiculously tall, but once you start using the phone, you start appreciating the comfort in the hand, the ability to run two apps side by side thanks to the split screen feature, and enjoy watching movies in their original format without black bars on the top and bottom. In fact, most of the movies on Netflix are filmed in this cinematic aspect ratio. If you are a movie lover, this phone might be for you. The display has a lower resolution than the one found on the Xperia 1, but in reality, the panel is tack sharp, bright and beautiful to look at. Even compared to other flagships out there, it's one of the best. There is also the so-called creator mode, which basically shows the color grading of the video the creator originally intended to show you, without any added effects or enhanced colors. This mode can be either turned on manually or automatically. Some may find dynamic vibration system a little bit gimmicky, but I think it's pretty awesome for watching movies, especially if you combine it with Dolby Atmos that is coming out of a dual stereo speaker system. I found these speakers to be really good overall. In fact, these are one of the best I've heard on any flagship phone this year. Sony still has a huge fanbase that appreciates the company's effort to stand out when it comes to design. In other words, the Xperia 5 is typical Sony, rectangular, clean, classy, and it looks different than other phones out there. As you may expect, the build quality is just top-notch and the phone is water and dust resistant. A few cons about the device: the phone does not have a headphone jack and the device restarts every time you open up the SIM card tray that stores 2 SIM cards and a microSD card. Another con: there is no face unlock feature, but the fingerprint scanner is easy to reach, fast and accurate. Now let's talk about the cameras and how they perform. The phone has a triple camera system on the back and an 8-megapixel selfie shooter which sits next to a tiny LED notification light. Sony also added eye autofocus technology from Sony's alpha cameras and 10 FPS continuous shooting mode. Also, the Xperia 5 still has a signature 2-stage shutter button. The overall image quality is really good and it's among the very best you can get out of a smartphone. I was mostly impressed with the 16mm wide-angle camera as the pictures come out really sharp and detailed. Regular and telephoto lens take beautiful images too with natural-looking colors, good dynamic range, and plenty of detail. Edge detection in portrait mode may not be the best, but you can still get pretty nice-looking pictures with blurred background. Low-light image quality is really good too. Usually, the wide-angle lens on phones do not perform great at night, but with the Xperia 5, you can take one of the best-looking shots on a smartphone. There is no dedicated night mode, but Sony's camera app triggers it automatically every time you take a picture in low light. Selfies come out really nice and sharp in auto mode. However, the quality decreases quite a bit in low light, and portrait mode is not the best when it comes to the edge detection. 4K video looks nice and sharp and the overall quality is good. However, the footage is quite shaky, there is no 4K 60 FPS and you can only switch between the main and telephoto lens while you are recording a video. If you want to use wide-angle lens for video, you need to choose it before you hit the record button. Check out uncut video samples on my secondary channel and be the judge. As always, you'll find all the links down below. There is no 4K video recording on the selfie camera, but the overall quality is really good and the footage is nice and stable. The Xperia 5 also has the Cinema Pro camera app that allows you to choose from different cinematic looks, record in 21:9 aspect ratio, choose a 24 FPS frame rate, adjust some image settings like ISO and shutter speed manually, and edit video right on your phone. You may think that you could achieve similar results with a third-party app, but this Sony's application allows you to do a lot more than that. For example, the Venice look is exactly the same look that is achieved by Sony Venice Pro cameras that cost tens of thousands and they're used in Hollywood production films. You can get really unique looking video with these color presets and set the mood of your creation. The Xperia 5 is not all about display or high-quality cameras. It's got powerful hardware that assures excellent overall performance. No matter what kind of games you play, the phone just flies. Sony's Game Enhancer further improves gaming experience, and it's really cool to play some of my favorite titles on 21:9 aspect ratio display. There was no stutter or lag in PUBG or Asphalt Extreme on the highest graphics settings. Just like on previous Sony phones, the Xperia 5 combines stock Android with some added features and customization options. The result of it, a clean-looking UI that is smooth, responsive, and I'm yet to see the phone lag or stutter. Very good overall performance. Battery life is pretty good. On average, I could get over 6 hours of screen on time, and my usage included taking a lot of pictures, a little bit of gaming, web browsing, and social media. The Xperia 5 comes with a fast charger in the box, so you can get 50% charge in just about 30 minutes. However, there is no wireless charging. As you may expect from any flagship device, connectivity on the Xperia 5 has been great. That includes call quality, signal reception, GPS, NFC, and Bluetooth. In conclusion, there is a lot to love about the Sony Xperia 5, but like all smartphones, it's not perfect. Let's start with the shortcomings. The phone does not have a headphone jack, the device restarts every time you open up the SIM card tray, there is no face unlock feature, and edge detection in portrait mode could be better. Even though Sony brags about cameras on this phone, there is no 4K 60fps video recording mode. Lastly, there is no wireless charging. Now the pros and the features that make the Sony Xperia 5 stand out. I love the way this phone looks and feels, and it's simply different than other devices on the market. I also like a great display, one of the best cameras, excellent overall performance, good battery life, very good loudspeakers, and clean and smooth user interface. So here is my conclusion. Despite some shortcomings, the Sony Xperia 5 is one of the best flagships out there, as it packs a ton of premium and innovative features in a bit unusual but nice looking and compact body. What do you think about the Sony Xperia 5? Would you buy this device or would you choose another option? As always, like the video if you liked it, please drop me a comment down below if you have any questions, follow me on social media, please subscribe to the channel, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.